Okay, welcome back, Jebel Ali. Now let me just update you what I've done. So in my fourth row, what I've done is I've added 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons, okay? So my first button is my divide button. So I've made sure I have renamed it. So on the pencil icon here, I clicked on there and I made sure I called it divide button. And I also added a / for the divide, and I also changed the color. And I did very similar for all my other 3 buttons. So for my add button, I changed the name to add button. Remember, this is very, very important that you rename your button. And I added the plus sign. Same for my minus. I renamed it minus button and I added the minus sign, and multiply again, renamed it mult button and put an X. Now my row 5, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add a label, and the label is going to be used to display my answer. So I need to find a new component. So under my design, I'm going to search for the label. So I'm going to type in where it says add components, LABEL, and there's my label, and I'm going to drag that and drop it into the center of my 5th row. Okay, and there's my label. And first thing, what you should always do is rename it. So I click on the rename, and I'm going to keep the label bit, but I'm going to call it answer underscore instead of a space, because it won't let you put a space, and I'll rename it that. And the text I'm going to put, what did I put for my previous one? I called it, did I just type in the answer? Yeah, I typed in the text answer. So inside the text, instead of label, I'm going to put answer. Okay, and the font size, I'm going to change that to, let's make it nice and big, to 40. And if you want, you can change the color of the text. And if you want, you can change the background color of the text box like that. Let's see if you like that. Okay, remember, if you want to change the padding, that's the bar from the R to the edge of the text box, you need to go to advanced, and it's right down here. I think it's in, is it positioning? I think it's in there. Maybe not positioning, somewhere is the padding. Maybe it's in spacing. Yeah, there's padding. So I'm going to do left 5 and right 5. That's better. Okay, so that is basically the finishing of my interface. So I've added my title, I've added a text input here for my number 1, a text input here for number 2, 4 buttons to do my calculations, and finally in my 5th row, I've got my answer label, and that is your interface completed. And in the next tutorial, we'll go on to a little bit more complicated coding than we did before. We will start coding it to do the calculations when we enter a number and press on one of the buttons to do the calculation. And it hopefully should display the answer in